This is the Stockwell-Roche Show, giving you real-time information you need to make educated decisions about buying and selling in the world-renowned Twin Cities. Now your hosts and real estate experts, Jason Stockwell and Josh Roche.
Can you feel it? Folks, can you feel it out there? It's the holiday season, and we're in it right now. Everybody's happier, I sense. They're spending money more freely. Who knows? I mean, all kinds of things. So anyway, good morning, Minneapolis, St. Paul. I'm Jason Stockwell with RE/MAX Results.
I'm John Van Hall with RE/MAX Advantage Plus.
And welcome to the Stockwell-Roche Show every Sunday, 10 a.m. here on AM 1280 The Patriot. We have with us a great show for you today. This holiday season, we have Jason Light with Envoy Mortgage. How you doing, Jason?
Great. How are you doing?
Ready to roll. We have Brent Fredrickson with New Age Technologies. He's the business spotlight today, talking about his business. How you doing, Brent?
I'm doing well.
Good. Welcome. And Robin Hartle. We have the infamous Robin Hartle here. How you doing, Robin?
I'm doing well. I'm doing great.
So is everybody feeling it, the holiday season right now?
Feeling it.
Absolutely.
I wanted to pull out. We do a market update, folks, every show. So we'll do a market update now, and then I'll tell you about some other stuff that's interesting reads that we've had this week, having to do with housing and credit and real estate and rates and all those things. But so, John, how's the market been this last week?
It's actually been fantastic.
Closer to the mic.
There's a 4.2% change in pending sales, but there's a minus 16.2% in an inventory change, Jason.
16% down in inventory, so compared to last year at this time. So that tells us two things. Either people are not putting their house on the market or the buyers are still buying. I think it's a combination of both, but I think the second one is more prominent. The buyers are still buying later in the season this year than they were last year.
Well, this time of the year is getting close to Christmas. So what you're seeing is that people are not going to put their house on the market unless they absolutely have to. And that's what I'm telling people. You don't want your house on the market during Christmas. People are getting their home decorated for the holidays. They've got family coming over. So who wants to put their house on the market during the holidays unless they have to for some kind of reason, financial reasons, there's a death, there's a divorce, there's some kind of reason where they have to sell their home.
Yep. And so I'm going to be devil's advocate here a little bit, Robin. That I agree with that as well, but this year in particular, it seems like kind of a little bit of a fluke because the people that are on the market are actually selling right now, even though it is the holiday season. So this year in particular, I would say if you're thinking of selling, maybe, and you have a good reason to sell now, maybe don't wait as long as you would have waited in years past, maybe last year or the years past, because we're seeing massive activity right now, even with home sales. But if you don't have to and you want to enjoy the holidays without the stress of selling your home, then of course that makes sense as well. One of the main reasons I think, and maybe Jason Light in the mortgage update, you can correct me if I'm wrong on this. Do you think the main reason why people are still actively buying right now is that December 22nd, there is a pretty strong chance that the Fed will increase the federal funds rate?
I think there's definitely, I was going to go there with that, where we've been talking about rates going up all year. Now it's to the point where 70% of the economists out there, according to my data, are basically predicting that rates will go up in December. Consumers do know that. I just think that maybe it's a combination of they feel rates will go up, as well as they're seeing a very healthy growth in the real estate, and they think they can get a good deal now. I mean, we are arguably going to have our best month in December of all year at Envoy, which I think
that's insane. Doesn't seem normal, right? Everybody's philosophy and thought process
slows down normally, right?
November and December, especially in Minnesota, are the wind down season for real estate.
Right. And most of our consumers right now are it's urgent. It's like, get me done now. We got to do this, whether it's a refinance or a purchase. It's just a whole different animal, it seems like right now. And I think it has to do with both the rates, the fear of them going up, and right now is such a good time to buy a house and get a good deal on it.
You know what else the consumers might be thinking, the buyers? They might be thinking we better buy now because guess what? That same house, if we wait till March, is probably going to be
And
more.
that is
Right.
exactly what I'm telling my buyers right now. The buyers that are frustrated because there's no inventory on the market. All my buyers right now, I've got a ton of buyers right now that are so frustrated because there's no inventory. They're saying, well, maybe I should wait until spring when there's a whole bunch more inventory on the market. I said, you know what? Yeah, there'll be a lot more inventory, but there's going to be a lot more buyers that are going to be competing for those homes as well. So if you're waiting and thinking, well, I'm going to wait until there's more homes on the market, yeah, but there's going to be multiple offers as well. So you might not want to wait. And also, like
The
you
rates
said
might
before,
be.
yeah, the
And the
rates are going to be
prices.
higher.
Yeah.
And again, if you're waiting to put your house on the market, this is a good time to put your house on the market because everybody else is going to be waiting to put their house on the market too in the spring. And so right now is a good time to put your house on the market.
Or to be a buyer. It's kind of
Right,
a good
and a buyer.
situation for everybody. We've been very spoiled this year.
Right.
So Elliot Eisenberg, back to the rate hike that Jason Light talked about. He said, and we love Elliot Eisenberg. He has his Graphs and Laughs company. So this week he said U.S. manufacturing activity contracted in November. The first monthly decline since November of 2012. And it's the second monthly decline since July of 2009. Manufacturing is sputtering due to the strengthening dollar, anemic global growth, low commodity prices, and poor capital spending due to lousy corporate profit growth. The last time the Fed raised rates while manufacturing was shrinking was in 1980. That said, the Fed will raise rates in 2 weeks, but at least initially very slowly, is what he says. So that he concurs with the 70% of the other economists that you said that rates will be going up.
Yeah, and the trend on this side is it is going to be a very slow process. Inflation is very low, and that's going to mitigate a slow trend.
The other question I have is they always talk about the market for rates already anticipates what's going to what the news is out there, kind of like the stock market. Is that already being factored in, or do you think rates actually, the consumer rates will go up because of that if they do a quarter point in December 22nd?
I believe there's always, just like the stock market is a response. We saw it, 2 weeks ago, but then they kind of floated back down. You do get that news, or even they're going to meet tomorrow. We'll see 80 basis points move in one day, or 50.
Really? Wow.
So you do get that quick response, but it tends to trickle right back to put itself in place.
Cool. Either way, bottom line is, John, rates still historically low.
Yeah, well, as low as I've seen them in a long time. And it's still a really good time to get out there and get shopping. And talking about the house on the market, I'm actually putting mine on the market too right now.
Oh, you are?
Absolutely. I'm gonna
Awesome,
take
man.
advantage of this change in inventory number right here.
Even in the winter, you're going to do this.
I'm doing it over Christmas.
Good for you.
Look at
I
that,
think it's
folks.
smart.
Listen to that, folks. You got real estate agents putting their house on the market over Christmas. What a
Absolutely.
weird year this is, because
John,
that would not be the normal. Right?
I have to ask you.
You gotta ask. Go ahead.
What do you mean? Like, why? Like, what is your perspective on that? I want to
In my
firsthand.
neighborhood, there is absolutely nothing available, and the amount of buyers that I'm meeting that want to be in my neighborhood are every year it's more and more. So I'm going to take advantage of it this
Sure,
year.
why not?
So, the equity's
I
there.
think it's smart. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it is. I have so many buyers right now that are saying there's nothing on the market, and they're itching for properties.
I'm excited.
Take advantage
Well,
of it.
normally, Robin, what you said in the first part is true. Normally, sellers, you're just saying, let's hold off
Right.
and wait. Like last year in 2014, oh boy, it was really slow. It was really bad.
Yeah.
So this year, it's just a different year. So that's one thing. Every year it changes. Every month it changes. Luckily for us, this whole year has been pretty darn positive all the way through, I think, in the whole real estate segment. Anything real estate related has been a positive in regards to mortgage lending and rates and all those things. Everybody's seen growth and positive things and positive signs.
And 2016 is supposed to be just amazing.
So
Amazing.
we're going to introduce our business of the week, Brent Fredrickson. But when we come back, so we're going to introduce him at the end of the segment, and then when we come back next segment and future segments, we're going to be talking about all kinds of things. 4 steps everyone should take before Christmas. We're going to be talking about why Black Friday sales were down a significant amount. And then 10 tips to curb holiday credit and credit card mistakes. And then why 2016, like you said, forecast new construction is going to be booming in 2016, and it already has been in 2015. But before that, we want to introduce Brent Fredrickson with New Age Technology, and welcome you to the show, Brent. And tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into the business of New Age Technology, and what in the heck is New Age Technology?
Thanks for having me, Jason.
You bet.
My background with
A little closer to the mic.
New Age technology. Actually, I started out in with a huge corporate communications company back in the day, and built a lot of relationships with builders, realtors, and so forth. And I've recently started with New Age. We're a smaller company, but we provide home theater, automation, security systems, and distributed audio. That's just a small piece of our company. We also are a direct retailer of your Comcast, DirecTV, your telephone, and security systems. So we work with a lot of residentials and a little bit into the commercial side of the business.
And so this would apply to me. Let's say if you're listening, someone's listening out there, and they say, "Well, what would I be? What would be a reason why someone would want New Age Technology to come into their house if you have an existing home?" I know you do a lot of new construction, but is there anything for existing
homes? We do them all the time too. An example: a couple weeks ago, we had a customer who was just looking at doing just a simple TV mount for their new home theater.
Oh yeah.
They were going to use existing equipment, and then they just decided that we want to go for everything. They decided to go with a 70-inch TV and surround sound system in there, and then we hooked up the rest of their other systems in their house. The automation part of it, we're able to get their iPad tunes to be able to talk to their computer and so forth, so they can be playing music in the workout room, upstairs in their other room. So there's a variety of services that we offer.
Cool.
But with new construction, we are heavily trying to get into more models, where we're providing the services in the models for realtors as yourself, Jason.
Yep, cool. So when we come back, we'll be talking more with Brent Fredrickson about New Age Technology and some cool things that you could do maybe over the holiday season, maybe a Christmas gift for you or your loved one. I'm Jason Stockwell with RE/MAX Results.
I'm John Van Hall with RE/MAX Advantage Plus.
We have Jason Light and Robin Hardle in studio, and we'll be back. Thanks for listening.
The spirit's up. We're here tonight, and that's enough.